Here we go with the Tri-State Audi Knicks post-game show, the first of 7 straight for the Knicks on the road. It's a season-high road trip. Tonight it's Philly, another great game for R.J. Barrett. He went for 30. But James Harden in his home debut, 26 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, and a foul. And the Sixers pull away in the second half and beat the Knicks 123-108. Great to have you with us from our Delta MSG studios. Bill Pito, Alan Hanwala, Zerbiak. Really amazing again, guys. The Knicks in the first half didn't trail at all. At one point, Alan, they're up by 16 in the first half, and they end up losing the game by 15.
Because when it was winning time, Joel Embiid just said, okay, enough's enough. James Harden, that building, had so much energy in it. Maybe that first half was a little bit of just having too much juice, for the Sixers, and really excited, fired up. The Knicks played really well. Maybe they also fed off that energy. But when those two guys started getting it going, the Knicks had no answer. And especially for Harden, almost had a triple-double. And a couple of times driving to the basket while he, as Embiid said after Sunday's game, unstoppable. Those two together. And then you throw in what Tyrese Maxey can do, another 20-point scorer. This team, I'm telling you right now, the Sixers are not a team to sleep on in the East. Don't think that they're not deep enough to win a championship or get to the finals. They are.
They are good. They have shooters all around those two. They run a ton of pick and rolls with Harden and Embiid, and that's impossible to guard. You have to kind of collapse on those two guys and double somewhere, and that leaves Niang open for threes, Danny Green open for threes, Maxey getting 21 points in the second half. I mean, that guy is electric. He made tough shots, step backs around the basket, big-time threes. They have a lot of good parts around two superstars, and that's not just two superstars. Those are MVP caliber superstars. Yeah. So those guys are playing at a very motivated, high level, and it just seemed like when they wanted to turn the switch on and blow the Knicks out of the building, they did.
Yeah.
And the whole key was the third quarter. Knicks are outscored 38-19. They're up by 7 at the half. I mentioned they had the big lead in the first half, but third quarter, the whole game turned, and that was basically it.
Yeah, we say the third quarter is where the game turned, but really 90 seconds left in the first half. The Knicks were up 11 and didn't close the half strong. Couple of baskets, so it made it a 7-point game instead. And then what the Sixers did, and I think this is really where Embiid imposed his will on the game. Right out of the gate, right out of halftime, out of the locker room. And his play just to start kind of inspired what turned into an avalanche of threes and a ball movement. And they just looked like another level team, just a second-level team, and that's what it was. And as you mentioned, Maxey was terrific. And there's just something about the way he plays, the joy he plays with, how he can now move off the ball as a point guard, which he had to fill in for a while with no Ben Simmons. Harden now can play the point guard role. He moves off the ball into more of a natural, what he's used to, the shooting guard position, and he just has to worry about scoring, not setting people up, not worrying about who has to get the ball. He's a young player who just now has to worry about scoring. And, man, he's having a lot of fun, it seems, doing it. 25 a game now in 3 games since Harden came.
That's impressive. It really is. And it just goes to show you that Harden and Embiid, they're unselfish. They'll play team ball. And when the defense dictates to get the rock to someone else at the three-point line, they're completely willing to do it. James Harden looks like a completely different player. He's got the ball in his hands, which he said he wanted, and he was absolutely phenomenal. And he's reminding us why he's been an MVP in this league. And don't forget, they have Tobias Harris too.
Yeah.
Who, you talk about a glue guy.
Yeah.
Like that's a guy that can kind of fill in all the cracks, good defensively, guard multiple positions. And he hasn't really been asked to do that much. He only took 10 shots. He had 14.7 boards. So, they have a nice roster. They have a nice complement of guys, and they are championship or bust. And they have to stay healthy. That's key. And they have to kind of gel quickly because Harden just got there, but. When you know how to play that, look at the strength.
So
he just discarded Obi
He makes
Toppin.
it look so easy, doesn't he, Wally?
Because he's so strong.
You see how big his shoulders are, and his chest. So when he gets you on his side, he just gives you that little nudge, and Obi went flying.
He went out of the screen.
Whee!
Suddenly out of the frame, like it just shows
it's just an easy and one. Yeah. Harden, had the injury issues in Brooklyn, but he looks completely healthy. He has his explosiveness back, which is scary for the league.
Yeah, and again, we talked about this in the pregame, but it's worth thinking about, again, when you're comparing now it used to be big threes. There's big twos now, I think, in today's NBA for the most part. like, we went through the East. You put them with Giannis and Chris Middleton.
Yeah.
Are they
See,
better?
I'm interested that you think that Giannis and Middleton are a dynamic.
They won a championship, Bill.
I know, but Holiday, they had a lot of other pieces on the
every
Bucks.
team
They're
has the other
always,
pieces.
they're always
They had
right
PJ
there,
Tucker last
and they're
year.
established.
Look,
so until you knock off the champs, you got to remember this: Harden and Embiid, they just played 3 games together. Like,
And they look fantastic.
I mean, when
together.
you get into the playoffs and you're going up against, Brooklyn and you're going up against Milwaukee and Miami,
Miami's defense,
they have some
too.
chemistry. Those teams have great coaches that know how to take away some of the stuff you want to do.
Yeah.
So let's not just completely hand the East to the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah, because those two really haven't done anything. Let's be honest. I mean,
They haven't done anything in their careers. They haven't gotten
All right.
past the second round.
We're not handing anything to anyone, but from what I've seen, they are going to be a tough out. And that is going to be, there's going to be some playoff series that are going to be epic because you have 2 stars versus 2 stars. And that's what they finally have now, the Sixers, is 2, as Wally said, MVP level stars.
And I think
that
the
puts
difference-
championship or bust label on you right now, immediately. After 3 games, that's what we saw. This game felt like when Carmelo, I was on the floor at the Garden when Carmelo made his debut with the Knicks all those years ago, 10 years ago, right? And actually, it's more 11 years ago now. And I'll never forget that feeling in the building of that anticipation of this guy's here, Amari Stoudemire's here. This team has a chance. That's what Philadelphia is feeling, what the Knicks fans felt when Melo made that debut right after All-Star break, and how the building had that kind of electricity where it took a minute to get comfortable, and then all of a sudden he turned it on the second half, and they beat the Bucks that day. That's what it felt like, and the Sixers are kind of having that same feeling now.
Now, speaking of upper echelon players here, Wally, R.J. Barrett, we talked about how good he was in January, limited in February because of the ankle injury, also had a great month in February when he played, and tonight starts March off with a 30-point game.
Yeah, and, we talked about it when we were watching the game. When he decides to put his head down and get to the rim, he's kind of like James Harden. I mean, with the strength that he has in order to finish around the basket, he just makes it look easy. And that's the big part of his game that's really just taken off. And the jumper was solid to start the game. He knocked down a couple big threes. But a play like that is just like, all right, I could take the 3, but if I just put my head down and get to the basket, I can create easy, high percentage opportunities. He threw the lob up to Mitchell Robinson. This is the part about his game that I love. I feel like without Kemba Walker and Derrick Rose out there, one of the things Tom Thibodeau is asking R.J. Barrett to do is facilitate in pick and roll a little more often and play make. And you can see he's got the ability to do it. I mean, he can put the ball on the ground. He can make things happen. He can make plays on both ends, and these numbers are pretty spectacular.
Assists, by the way, as we see the scoring, right?
Yeah.
But look at the assists.
That's because he's playing.
And also, don't discount the rebounding.
Yes, well, from his position, he should.
I mean, he is really at upper echelon level right now.
Yeah,
No debating that.
This is over now a quarter of the season, well over a quarter of the season now that he has been averaging 23 a game. So this is, if you're watching things at the end of the season with the Knicks, you want to see this is the youngest player on the team, and he's playing like a star, like a face of the franchise kind of player. You're seeing other young players, you're watching them as well. Like, this is what you want to watch and embrace going forward. What do the Knicks have? Foundational pieces. R.J. Barrett, a foundational piece for the Knicks.